And things got a little bit heated towards the end, and we just sort of said to each other, look, like, f***ing leave it. But then we've been on the socials, been messaging back and forth, and I've basically said in the end, you're all full of shit. You're just all f***ing talk. You're all walk around like hard men, like you're gonna beat this guy down, beat that guy down, you'll fight anyone, you're fighting men. But there's not a lot of action, especially
I
from
will
John.
stand on what I say, mate. I'll either fight in the ring, which and forget about that one, pal, because I fought world-class men in my time. But let me tell you this, my old mate. I will fight you gypsy style. Don't you worry about that. I've never, ever denied a challenge in my life, my friend. You've mentioned my name, you've got to fight now.
Eddie Hall accepts John Fury fight offer and sends warning ahead of Tommy Fury fight, and this instantly escalates the entire situation. Eddie Hall fires back with full confidence, making it clear he has signed the contract and is completely ready for war. He warns John Fury directly, showing zero fear and pushing the pressure back onto the Fury camp as tensions explode ahead of this chaotic crossover showdown.
Fight you both at the same time, I don't give a f***. So here we are. I got a contract pushed under my nose through Misfits. John must have instigated that. And I signed.
John Fury responds with explosive aggression, making it clear he refuses to back down from any challenge Eddie Hall has thrown his way. He insists he is always ready, claiming he doesn't need camps or preparation time. His message is direct and intimidating, escalating the feud and turning it into a potential real fight situation rather than just verbal warfare.
At the moment, pal, I don't need training camps, I don't need time to get fit, I'm 24 hours ready. I will fight you. Get hold of my agent, Spencer Brown in Blackpool, he'll sort it all out. And I'll fight you anywhere you want in the UK, my friend, anywhere at all, and you'll wish it.
Eddie Hall launches a savage verbal attack, targeting John Fury's inner circle and accusing them of feeding him false confidence. He claims Fury is being surrounded by yes-men who inflate his ego and distort reality. Eddie escalates the insult further by suggesting that no matter how someone behaves around champions, true ability is exposed when the real fight comes and illusions disappear under pressure.
Because he's surrounded by these little chirpy little tits that just suck on his nipples and gobble his little balls, that just tell him he's great, and he thinks he's great. That's the problem. That is the problem. Surrounded by yes men. Right, there's a good old saying, right? You could put a donkey in a field of racehorses, right? And that over time, that donkey will think he's a racehorse. You know, he'll hang around with them, he'll eat like them, he'll walk around like them, but come race day, he's still a fucking donkey.
John Fury fires back with full intensity, rejecting any intimidation and doubling down on his fighting mentality. He insists he fears no man and treats Eddie Hall's comments as empty noise. John pushes the confrontation further by openly calling for a fight, turning verbal tension into a direct challenge and keeping the rivalry boiling at a dangerous level.
Fear no man, let alone you, and pal, I've seen you sparring, you're no good to me, my mate. But listen, I'll fight you gypsy style, because fighting's too hard, mate, to do for free. Let's fight for a few quid.
Carl Froch reacts to the escalating tension and highlights how serious and threatening the situation has become. He points out that the comments go beyond normal fight talk, warning that such words could easily cross the line. Froch suggests caution is needed now, as their verbal exchanges are becoming personal, heated, and potentially dangerous outside the ring atmosphere.
His ridiculous childish behaviour, shouting and screaming, attention seeking like a big pillock at the press conference. He mentioned he'll fight any man born from his mother, he'll take anyone on because he's the ultimate man. The ultimate meatball.
Tommy Fury clarifies the situation by putting all the blame and tension directly on the feud between Eddie Hall and John Fury. He explains he's only involved because of his father and not personal rivalry. Tommy frames it as Eddie targeting the Fury name, which has now escalated into a full family-level confrontation.
I mean, at the end of the day, the real beef is between Eddie and my dad. You know, that's genuinely what has happened here. I'm only doing this fight because of my dad. So the real beef is between Eddie and my dad, and I'm obviously just stepping up to the plate. Tyson's on a different stratosphere. Basically, Eddie was having a pop between all the Furies. You know, he wanted to fight with a Fury, and he's got one.
Spencer Oliver highlights John Fury's unpredictable personality, describing him as pure entertainment who naturally fits into the chaotic world of social media fight drama. He reacts to the outburst at Eddie Hall, suggesting John thrives in these heated environments where controversy and aggression fuel attention and keep the rivalry constantly in the spotlight.
I did. That's John Fury though, isn't it? He's like sheer entertainment, you know what I mean? He fits into this world, you know, this social media world so well, John Fury, because he is entertainment. Do you know what I mean? He's just one of those guys that...
Spencer Brown downplays the confrontation slightly, calling it more verbal chaos than real violence, while acknowledging how heated things became between John Fury and Eddie Hall. He notes that despite the insults, there was eventually some level of calm and handshake, suggesting the situation could settle even after all the public tension and aggressive exchanges.
There's a lot of handbags at dawn. You know, I'm not defending anybody. You know, I've seen the remarks and everything. They shook hands earlier. You know, the guy did say some stuff, and I want to forget it and put it to the back of my mind.
Tommy Fury breaks down the mindset behind this fight, dismissing the idea that raw strength alone can make someone a fighter. He explains that being a strongman or lifting extreme weights doesn't automatically translate into boxing success, where timing, skill, and experience matter far more. Tommy positions himself as the technically superior athlete who understands the deeper layers of combat sports.
You know, if strongmen, being the strongest man in the world and picking up half a ton meant you was the best fighter of all, everyone would be a world champion, wouldn't they? If being big and strong meant you could fight, everyone would be a world champion. But in this game, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's not about how strong you are. There's a ton more things to the fight game. And that's what I'm looking to show Eddie.
John Fury doubles down with extreme confidence, insisting Eddie Hall has no idea what he is walking into. He praises Tommy's speed and boxing style, suggesting Eddie will struggle to even land meaningful shots. John also criticizes Eddie's approach, claiming he relies too much on swinging rather than real boxing skill. His tone is highly dismissive, almost mocking the challenge, as he predicts a one-sided encounter. The message is built around total belief in Tommy's ability, framing the fight as a mismatch where experience and technique will completely override raw strength and aggression from Eddie Hall.
You don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small. Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt and I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't do the 3. You know, I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie all props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing. He won't be able to hit.
The Wade Plemons gives a more technical breakdown, focusing on Eddie Hall's lack of boxing fundamentals like distance control, timing, and rhythm. He warns that relying on a single powerful right hand is not enough unless it is used with precision and patience. According to him, Eddie's biggest problem is not power but misuse of it, which could leave him exposed and exhausted quickly. He suggests that Tommy Fury's technical boxing style could easily exploit these flaws. The analysis highlights a clear gap between raw strength and disciplined boxing execution inside the ring.
Just pull off a miracle right hand. What I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible because he doesn't understand space and distance. He doesn't understand timing and rhythm. He doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gash yourself.
Eddie Hearn admits things have gone too far between John Fury and Eddie Hall, calling the situation overly personal and messy. However, he quickly shifts the focus back to boxing, pointing out that controversy like this only fuels attention and hype. He makes it clear that while the behavior is uncomfortable, in the fight game drama sells, and this heated rivalry is only increasing interest in the upcoming clash.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
The sparring footage shown by Wade Plemons raises serious doubts about Eddie Hall's boxing ability, describing it as poor and unconvincing. He questions who is actually guiding his training and suggests there's a lack of structure or proper development. The criticism highlights concern that despite his strength and fame, Eddie still looks technically unprepared for a real boxing environment.
Hall. The new sparring footage that I just saw is abysmal. I don't know what Eddie's been training. I don't know who has been training him. I know that he has been training, but my goodness, I don't know who with, what they're supposed to be working on, or why. But let me just show you what I mean. Eddie Hall, training footage and sparring footage just dropped, and it is not.
Frank Warren highlights how massive attention and money are driving this fight, admitting it's grabbing global interest. He doesn't deny the criticism but focuses on the opportunity, saying life-changing money is involved and the fight ticks all commercial boxes. From his perspective, it's a high-profile spectacle where financial reward and entertainment value outweigh traditional boxing expectations and concerns about competitive fairness.
It's grabbed everybody's attention for various reasons, and they're getting, Tommy's getting life-changing money, and how can you, I can't knock that. You're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be, and my job is, if I see a fight that I feel he can win and I'll put him into it, then I'll do that, and it gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think obviously this is a high-profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it, so it ticks all the boxes.
Dave Allen reacts with a mix of surprise and sarcasm, pointing out how unusual it is to see world's strongest man stepping into a boxing ring against Tommy Fury. He lightly jokes that both sides might just be in it for a massive payday, suggesting the fight is more business than sport. While he respects Eddie Hall's achievements in strength sports, he clearly doubts the crossover into elite boxing. His tone reflects curiosity but also skepticism, implying that friendships, entertainment, and money may be driving this matchup more than genuine competitive logic.
World's strongest man, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. He's fighting Tommy Fury. I thought they were mates. They probably are mates. They're probably making a fucking fortune as well.
Dave Allen calls the fight a circus, openly criticizing the growing trend of crossover bouts in boxing. He admits he will still watch it and finds it entertaining, but he doesn't hide his frustration, saying it feels like a load of bollocks as a true boxing contest. In his view, Eddie Hall versus Tommy Fury is more spectacle than sport, built around novelty rather than skill parity. However, he also recognizes why fans are drawn to it, acknowledging that curiosity and entertainment value are exactly what make these events so widely discussed despite the criticism.
Watch it. Of course I'll watch it. I like Tommy Fury a lot. I'm a Tommy Fury fan. Eddie Hall, I said an Eddie Hall fan. I like the world's strongest man. A lot of respect for him. So of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it as it's a spectacle in it. It's part of the new bit of circusry that's come into boxing. All these exhibitions, different people from different sports coming in. But for all intents and purposes, as a boxing match, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't like it too much. But I'll watch it because it's interesting in lots of ways, and I think people find it interesting.
Vidal Riley gives a balanced breakdown, leaning towards Tommy Fury as the likely winner due to his boxing background and technical experience. He recalls sparring Eddie Hall and highlights the massive size difference, implying Eddie's physical strength alone won't be enough. Still, he doesn't completely dismiss Eddie's chances, admitting that in heavyweight-style chaos, anything can happen. Riley frames the fight as a promotional success rather than a pure sporting contest, saying it makes sense commercially and is designed to sell well rather than produce a technical boxing masterclass.
I mean, Eddie, when I sparred Eddie, he was 140 kg. I don't know how much he's gonna have to be for Tommy, but Tommy should win, innit? Like, he should win. But Eddie Hall, who knows? It makes sense for Tommy, innit? It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Simon Jordan describes the event as a good fun spectacle, making it clear he views it more as entertainment than serious sport. He admits he wouldn't want to be in the ring with someone like Eddie Hall, acknowledging the physical danger involved. However, he also supports the appeal of seeing Tommy Fury tested in an unusual matchup. His tone is pragmatic rather than emotional, recognizing both the criticism and the attraction. Ultimately, he frames the fight as part of boxing's entertainment evolution, where spectacle and curiosity sometimes outweigh traditional competitive expectations.
won't it? If it's a good, fun event and you take it for what it is, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. I wouldn't be across the ring from this fella. But notwithstanding, I'm quite happy for Tommy Fury to get a punch.
Wade Plemons breaks down the matchup with a clear lean towards Tommy Fury, explaining that once Eddie Hall slows down after the early rounds, the technical gap becomes obvious. He highlights Eddie's raw power and athleticism but makes it clear those traits don't translate into refined boxing ability. Even referencing the Thor fight, he points out that basic boxing skill and timing exposed Eddie's limitations. His final point is blunt: Tommy doesn't need to be elite, just disciplined enough to control the fight and avoid big shots to secure a comfortable win.
I know he's going to take it seriously. Now, I expect Tommy to pretty much do what he wants with him if he can get, Eddie to relax a little bit after the first, second, and maybe third round, because as big as Eddie is and as athletic as he is, he can't box very much. He's not a great boxer. He swings for the bleachers, he's got great power, obviously, and he's a good athlete. He's a really good quick-twitch athlete. But even in the Hafthor Bjornsson fight, I can't even believe we're referencing this in terms of a Tommy Fury fight, but even in that fight, I know Eddie had one arm because he had a shoulder messed up, but Thor outboxed him and stuck a left hand on him. He was the southpaw, it was tricky, but hey, listen, and Tommy is not a high-level operator, but he better be high-level enough.
Tom Aspinall gives a balanced and realistic assessment, acknowledging strengths on both sides. He confirms Tommy's lifelong boxing background gives him the technical advantage, but also warns that Eddie Hall's raw power makes him dangerous in short bursts. His breakdown paints a genuine danger scenario where either man could land something decisive. According to him, Tommy can outbox Eddie over time, but Eddie always carries knockout potential. This makes the fight unpredictable in early exchanges, even if skill suggests Tommy should ultimately control the pace and outcome.
Fight. Tommy is obviously a boxer. Eddie can fight as well, though, to be fair. So, yeah.
You've trained with both of them, though.
I've trained with both.
What's the skills? What's the breakdown for this?
Tommy's been boxing all his life, so you would think that the edge should go to Tommy, but Eddie can actually genuinely fight. So.
Simon Jordan doesn't hold back as he criticizes John Fury's behavior, calling it thuggish and vulgar while also questioning public outrage around it. He argues that this kind of conduct isn't surprising given Fury's history, including past prison time, and suggests people should stop expecting polished behavior in boxing environments. His tone is blunt and unapologetic, framing John Fury as part of boxing's rough personality culture. While condemning the actions, he also implies that this type of controversy is deeply embedded in the sport and often fuels its entertainment value.
No, not really. It's thuggish behaviour. John Fury's, is boorish, thuggish, unedifying, unpalatable, uncouth, vulgar behaviour. Absolutely. But what do you expect from John Fury? John Fury's been in prison for gouging someone's eyes out. What did you expect him to do? Convert into a Samaritan? Is it a nice look? No. Was it a nice look over the years in boxing about so many things? This ridiculous sentimentalising of society and expecting everyone to behave in their best version of themselves.
This fight isn't just Eddie Hall versus Tommy Fury, it's a clash of worlds where strength meets skill and chaos meets control. With personalities exploding, trash talk crossing limits, and experts split on the outcome, the tension keeps rising every second. Will Tommy's boxing IQ dominate, or can Eddie land that one fight-ending shot? Whatever happens, this is pure entertainment wrapped in controversy. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like the video, subscribe for more fight analysis, and drop your prediction in the comments right now.